All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Game number 2 between MouseSports Mana and Empire Happy right now. Happy is up 1-0. Overall, though, the series does favor MouseSports. So Mana's looking to clench it right now. 2-0, hopefully for him, but let's get into it right now. Tal'Darim Alter with these two players. Bottom right-hand position, we have Mouz CC Mana. Bottom left-hand position, we have Empire Happy.
And if Happy should win it, that would drive it to an ace match, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it would.
Which would be absolutely exciting. You want to know who it would be? Thorzane. Okay. And then I'm going to say Violet. Normally it would be Cass, but after what Thorzane did to Cass, I think that Empire would look at that and try to counter Thorzane with their ZVT player, Violet. That's my prediction, and I don't know the results. So if I'm right, I think we should actually really give me mad props, and if I'm wrong, we should just ignore it and move on.
Okay.
And pretend nothing happened.
I'm going to say if it does go to an ace match, Thorzane, I think, is most likely going to be used. He's definitely been on top of everything lately, and he's been playing awesome. We saw him play really well in TBT. For Empire, we know a Terran's going to be sent out. It's most likely.
I'm saying Violet.
That it's going
You're saying Terran?
Oh, yeah. You said Violet. Okay, I think it's going to be a Terran. I don't think it's going to be Koss based on how, Empire did against Koss. So it's either going to be Happy or Beastie Cutie, and if I have to guess, it would be someone like Happy.
You're all up on that Happy train, aren't you?
I am, man. I am so happy for Happy.
I think it would actually be Beastie Cutie before Happy.
Really?
I do.
Damn.
It's not that I have anything against Happy. I just Beastie Cutie, he's on that short list of Terrans. Maybe I'm just kind of susceptible to the name hype. Yeah. Beastie Cutie does get a lot more attention than Happy. Not a lot more. It's not like Beastie Cutie has like a gargantuan fan base just yet. He should, though. He's pretty damn good.
He's a pretty decent player.
Yeah, he's good, man. Gasless opening for the Terran player here. Again, the map is Tal'Darim Alter, so anytime you see Gasless, you gotta follow your heart. This is what most players do, especially when it's just the one depot variety. Look, this is the fastest one Rax expand you can do. I mean, the only thing faster is Command Center first, which I don't like. I think it's an unnecessary risk. But in this case, the Protoss player, Mana, let's see how he reacts, because he should know this is coming. And still 3 probes and gas. Zealot is coming out. He did scout it, right? I saw that, didn't I? I'm making this up. Yeah, he scouted.
No, I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of one-base play that can actually absolutely destroy and dismantle this one gasless expansion.
You know, Koreans will almost always 4-gate it. That's something you see a lot.
Yes.
They like to put this pylon, if you could follow me here, they put it right here. And then what they do is they have another pylon outside their base, and they run up to that spot and then warp in on it. I don't like it because I've seen so many games end. And, I mean, this is a 4-gate, by the way. The Nexus should have gone down a long... Oh, never mind. It is just now going down. Interesting. So he's getting Stalkers out and then expanding.
Well, I've also seen Blink Stalkers be very strong in this map.
Yeah.
But there's a new variation that I'm really fearing. And that is the potential Immortal bust off of one base. Or
off of one base? Did you just
one
cite the
base.
Lobber build? That's what you just did right now. Do you know that?
So, how you like me now?
You just became his favorite caster. That's actually why you did that, didn't you?
Or the other way you can actually transition, which is like completely the opposite direction, is Colossus drop.
One base Gretorp. What are you babbling about?
Not
Did you say
kidding, bro.
You like one base Immortal or Colossus drop?
No. See, you see the same thing, right? Robotics facility. That's all you see. If you hide the support bay, potentially, I mean, both of those have very different responses. And the Colossus drop on Tal'Darim Alter, you can start to just drop away at this this back mineral line. You can do actually a ton of damage, because if they're setting up for, Immortal bust, you're probably pretty marine heavy, especially on a map like Tal'Darim Alter.
I'm getting cued by production to remind people the opinions expressed by Gretorp do not reflect that of the rest of the NASL.
I'm telling you, man, you should try it. I'm going to tell you, all you protests out there, it's really, really strong because it screws up a lot of the Terran builds. It really, really does. Like, Immortal, you wouldn't think it, but if they go standard play and don't actually see it coming, then all of a sudden you're in a position where...
Yeah, but if a Terran does what he should and scouts the expansion spot and knows an all-in's coming...
You can even... It's
pretty
difficult,
bad,
man. It's difficult because it could still potentially be Stargate. Could be Dark Templars. There's a huge slew of different builds that Protoss could be doing.
You are correct. I will tell you this. I have tried the 1-base Immortal / Colossus drop a total of 0 times, so if you have experience with it, you have more than I do, sir.
I beat a lot of good Terrans with that.
Nice.
I'm not even kidding.
Who's the best Terran you beat with it?
Best Terran?
Yep, that you beat with it. There you go. Juby would go on to win the MLG Winter Arena qualifier.
There you go.
Not a bad Terran.
But he didn't know it was me, and I was just cheesy.
Oh, were you like yelling at him and stuff too?
No.
As you're beating him? If you're one of those guys, I will do everyone a favor and punch you in the head right now.
No, I would
That
never
is the
do that. I
worst.
would never do that. I would never do that.
When someone's beating you and they're talking smack, I'm not
Well,
typically a violent guy,
I'm not gonna
but I could choke a bunny rabbit to death.
I'm not gonna smurf and then smack talk. That's like the meanest thing you could possibly do. Smurfing is bad enough,
Yeah.
but you know,
Have you smurfed me?
no comment.
Oh, wow. Better at one.
No comment.
Yeah. Zerber is making his way over here for the Protoss player. If you look, he's just sitting on that kind of stalker contain. I really like this play. To a certain degree, it's the same effect of what Gretorp was talking about earlier, where the Terran's not quite sure what's going on behind this. Can't sneak SCVs out. Typically, Terran players will also be intimidated into not using their scans as much because they feel like they need to keep dropping those mules so they can stay ahead of the potential attack that's coming their way. But I like what Empire Happy is doing here. He's going to circle around back. At least that's what I thought he was going to do. No, he's not. Does kill a pylon that he's probably scouted out earlier. This could end up being a costly depot. Okay, man, it does back away. And he's poised to take his third while he's making progress towards Colossus Tech.
Yeah, and this is actually looking really good for Mana as we see just Ghost Tech coming out. Nothing to deal with Colossus. So if he's able to get his Colossus out, I think he's in a great position to actually deal with any potential pushes. It's just going to be, can you get your force field down in time before the EMPs actually go off and spread out your sentries? That's going to be the big question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Happy actually hasn't started an upgrade on this engineering bay he's had for a while. He has no factory. I assume that's what's going down over here. Yep, that's a factory. Ghost Tech is a bit of a gamble. Of course, it's pretty good against everything because Protoss all has, I mean, they all have shields. But it's uniquely economically bad if they're going Colossus because you would probably otherwise have medevacs about this time and then perhaps Vikings. And the reason I don't like this is because as Ghosts are pretty good against everything, so are medevacs. And I feel like medevacs actually put you in a better place to respond to Colossus, whereas Ghosts here don't put you in a better place to respond to Colossus.
Well, this is like a punishing build. It's not really, you know, I'm going to play safe against everything. It's, I'm going to punish.
It's a shot in the dark, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Look at this. If he goes up this ramp, if he doesn't send a single Marine up that ramp to scout, okay, there's a scan.
And he's gonna,
oh my gosh, he's going for it anyways. What?
Oh,
okay,
no.
Yeah, whoa.
I mean, maybe if he tried to do it like a nuke style and then force the Protoss out, maybe he would be able to get into position up there. But that's a huge maybe. I don't think there's any way that he would have been able to get up there efficiently.
No.
That's why I need to drop back.
He would have got sandwiched on the Zealots and the Colossus in the back, frying the Marines. Force fields holding them there, guardian shield up. I mean, it just wasn't the time or place. The nice thing about this opening that he did do, though, because he didn't get over eager here, it is potentially going to transition nicely. Like, the Colossus are hanging back. You don't really want to attack with 1 or even 2 Colossus. 3 is that number, and you can see that the Protoss player is kind of closing in on that. But by that time, the Terran should have 2, 3, maybe even 4 EMPs, as well as medevacs. So now his army's starting to develop into a really nice place.
Yes. As we can see, everything is just playing out pretty standard. If anything, the Protoss is slightly ahead, in my opinion. Just because,
yeah, faster third, a little bit better army composition.
Where does Happy actually go from here? That's the big question. Does I think he has the infrastructure that, you know, really facilitates some sort of very heavy pressure, but I think going this second starport definitely hurts him quite a bit, but he has to because his response to Colossus Tech is kind of late. I don't know if he can actually defend this.
Now, without Vikings, okay, so there are 2 Vikings out, 2 more coming.
Oh, God.
What Man's going to do is he's going to use his range to just start to dink and donk that Terran player, and the Terran can't attack down this ramp. That would be a terrible idea. If he's able to EMP those sentries, then perhaps, and we might have that moment right here. He's pushing forward. And Terran army's bunched up, but that's like a pinned tiger, man.
There's nothing that he can do. The Colossus are doing so much damage, and now he's targeting down those Vikings. That's what he needs to have happen. But somehow, wow, there's so many Marines and Marauders.
Yep.
And the Colossus are now being targeted down. One goes down. The second one is going to stay alive. Mana's going to continue the aggression on. Got a second round of units. Happy is desperately looking for more units. He's scrounging as best as possible. He just does not have the material just yet. Vikings are going to be able to do a little bit of damage here. Target down the weakened one. Good job. Kills off the second Colossus. Now he has to target down that third. Mana is continuing on with the pressure, though. He has additional Zealots, additional Stalkers in queue. Along with that, more Colossus.
Lots of gateways being able to produce. Mana actually hasn't taken the gas to his third, so that he can have tons of resources to funnel into gateway units to support these Colossus. And while it may seem like Happy's kind of holding on here, it's more or less even trades, and Mana's the guy with the increased economy, so he's actually starting to come ahead here. And there's a big stim from Happy, but the force field's kind of holding him back. Medivacs have ran out of energy, and these two Colossus doing so much damage, even microing them back just now. And without any Vikings on the field, I think it's a matter of time before this gets to be too much.
Great play by Mana, making sure that he keeps those alive so that they're doing maximum damage, forcing the natural out.
Oh! Missile turret almost got a Colossus kill. That would have been ridiculous.
Ooh. And he's just going to back out from here. I like this. Just recharge shields.
Yes.
Get more anti-air. You're good to go, man.
Normally I wouldn't like this, but when you have a Colossus at 8 health and the other one just has like 50 shields with 11 health,
exactly.
Why risk losing both of those guys and potentially putting yourself in a spot where you could eventually go on to lose? Pull back, regenerate the shields, add more onto this lead. Okay, so Mana's income tab shows that he has 74 probes versus 32 SCVs. It's really hard to lose from this place unless you throw your army away carelessly, and that's exactly what he's not going to allow to happen.
Yeah, so he's just going to regroup right here. He has been supply capped for quite a long time, but let me tell you, with 3 bases and so much to work with, I don't think he really has to worry about anything. Now making Archons, making it even harder for him, for his opponent to actually kite.
Yep.
But look at this tiny little, oh, it's so cute.
Tyrian army?
Yeah, it's so tiny, man.
Well, Happy is held on, but I mean, just that really good army control that is another one of the mainstays of Mana's gameplay proved to be too much. The Colossus tech versus the blind Ghost tech, of course, advantaging the Protoss player. Now he's going to push forward. The Vikings taking the proper position, but again, it's just he's working with a Swiss Army knife and his opponent has a lightsaber. It's not going to pan out too well.
No,
Charge Lot's now kicking forward. Base has to get lifted up again. Vikings doing what they can, and we're going to have our final conflict right here.
Yeah, the Marines and Marauders are not going to be enough. You see a small patch actually going forward, trying to soak up a little bit of damage. Now the Colossus are targeting down on those Marines and Marauders. Very important that I actually do that, not the refinery, but still, it's not going to be enough. Great target fire by those Colossus.
That's
there
it.
we have it. GG comes out from Happy. So we have ourselves 1-1 apiece for both of these players. And this is going to be a little bit tense. Of course, Happy cannot lose this. He wants to surge this forward to an ace match.
Yeah.
Whereas if, of course, Mana wins this, he's going to clutch the win. And, of course, the win overall for Team MouseSports.
And, I mean, Mana strikes back, to quote Star Wars here a little bit. He just, from the very beginning, I mean, he built Stalkers. They never left that frontal position. Happy got out of his base the one time he was going to try that ghost push, saw that he had no opening there, went back home, and then died at home. Mana, that is a beatdown just through and through, up a base, up economy, up upgrades, better composition. Just that's a resounding victory. Hopefully it'll carry him to game number 3, unless you're, of course, an Empire or Happy fan, in which case you want Happy to return back to that 1-1 perhaps and win the game.
We'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after this break. Don't go anywhere.